Peace and light, family. I hope that you are well and peaceful and feeling good. Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is October 2020. Ladies, check those boobs and make sure you are well. So I posted this picture on Instagram and I received a comment from Natalie J. Hamilton and Tokyo Blue. Natalie said, "Queen, you need to show me how to do your head wraps." And Tokyo Blue said, "Agreed." So as promised, this tutorial is for you, ladies. This head wrap I like to call the Open Beehive. I can wear it any way I like it. Sometimes I like to, fold the hair over at the top and create a bun. Sometimes I like to do a high ponytail style with this wrap. But no matter how you choose to style the top, the foundation is key with the Open Beehive wrap. So this particular fabric I got from Ghana. I got this back in like 2014. It is a double weave kente, a single weave kente, excuse me. It's a single weave kente fabric. It's 1 yard wide and 2 yards long. Now I have long locks and I have a really big head, so I have to get a lot of fabric. Usually 1 yard is not enough for me to do this particular style. 1 yard can work if depending on the size of your head and how much hair you have, but for me, I need the 1 yard across and 2 yards long to achieve this particular head wrap style. So here I'm going to go along the 1 yard wide portion and I'm going to fold that into 3. Now, if you have a square wrap, you have a 1 yard wrap, rectangle wrap, it doesn't matter. You want to go along the width side of it and you want to fold it into 3. Okay, now this fold is key because how far or how deep you fold the 3 halves or the 3 parts in will just basically determine how much coverage you have in the back. If your locks are not that long or if your head is not that big, you may want to bring the 3 folds in even tighter than what I did. I like to have a lot of coverage in the back because I'm going to show you 4 different ways I style the top. So having extra fabric hanging over the back is going to be important for the 3 styles. So I fold the middle part, or excuse me, I fold the fabric into 3, and then what I do is I drape it over my arm, right? But you have to make sure that the pleated folded ends are on the inside because you don't want those to show in the back of your head wrap. So as you see, I have the folded ends on the inside and I'm draping it on my arm directly in the center. So basically just folding the folded fabric into 2, right? So it's draped over my arm is in the center. Now it's important to have your fabric centered because your 2 end pieces need to be the same length or at least similar lengths. You want to have it as close as possible. So I'm bringing all my locks to the front. I have my folded fabric hanging over my arm, divided basically in 2 because it's centered in the middle. I'm bringing all of my locks to the front, making sure that nothing is hanging in the back. And I'm going to take my fabric and simply drape it over the back of my head. It's still folded in 3. It's completely centered. My head is centered in the middle. I drape my fabric over the back of my head and I grab the 2 end pieces. And I'm showing you a side view. See, no locks hanging out the back. Everything is to the front. My fabric is centered over the back of my head. And I have my 2 end pieces in hand. Now, this step right here is going to determine how tight your head wrap is on. So I'm going to show this part several times because this will determine how tight your head wrap is. Some sisters complain about, oh, my head wrap slips, my head wrap falls, and all that stuff. We don't have those problems over here, okay? Because this part right here will determine how tight your head wrap is and how sturdy the foundation of your wrap is. So essentially, you see I have the fabric draped over the back of my head. I'm pushing all my locks to the front. The fabric is draped over the back. It is centered in the back. I have my 2 end pieces. Locks completely centered, everything centered, giving you a full view. I grab my 2 end pieces, 1 in each hand, and I bring it to the front. Now, as I'm bringing it to the front, I am pulling tight. I'm pulling tight. Do you see the sides? Do you see how there is no space? Showing you from the front. See, I'm bringing it forward. Look at the side. There is no gap. There is no space. So I'm going to have it draped over the back of my head and I pull it to the front and up. This is what also gives you that triangular peak in the front of your head wrap as well. So to the front and bring it up. I'm pushing all of my locks forward. All of the locks get pushed forward. So showing you again, head wrap draped over the back of my head. Grab the 2 end pieces. Grab my 2 end pieces, bring it up and forward. And I'm doing that tightly. So you see, no locks hanging out or nothing. And then I switch hands. So I have the two end pieces to the front and forward, nice and tight. The back is tight, the sides are tight. Then I am switching hands. So I'm crossing it in the front. And once again, this is what determines how tight my head wrap is. Gives me that triangular shape in the front because I'm bringing it up. You can bring it a little lower if you want to show less forehead or whatever. You can bring it in a rounded portion in the front, but how you cross it determines what the front of your head wrap looks like. So I bring it up and I bring it to the back and I just switch hands again. So bringing the head wrap up, two end pieces up in the front, cross, switch hands. Bring the two end pieces to the back, cross, switch hands. Now I have the front and back of my head wrap. Now this next step will determine how high you have your wrap. So you have the option to bring it up again in the front and make it really high, or you can just double cross it towards the front. Now, if you have a shorter wrap, so if your wrap is not 2 yards, it's only 1 yard, you probably will only get maybe one wraparound. But I have 2 yards, so I got 2 wraparounds, and that's what gives me the height of my head wraps. Now I'm at the end, and you see I'm just taking the end pieces and I'm just tucking it in the back. Now you can do this much neater than what I did it. You can fix and fold the fabric. The most important thing is that you are getting a really, really good tuck on your fabric. So I'm showing you again how I'm essentially just taking the end pieces and I'm tucking it inside the wrap. And once again, because I wrapped it well and wrapped it tight, I don't have to worry about this falling. But you're going to see I'm going to just keep tucking and rolling. And that is securing those end pieces so that they don't pop out. I'm taking all extra fabric and I'm just tucking and rolling. And I'm doing that all around the sides to make sure that wrap portion and that tuck portion is secure. Security is key in a good head wrap. And then I'm just feeling around, making sure that, everything is tucked in, the ends feel good, and, tucking in anything that just feels uncomfortable or feels loose, just making sure that everything is nice and tight all around the front, around the sides, everything is nice and tight. I flip my locks back. I just fix them up. And for the most part, I am pretty much done with putting on the head wrap. Now it's just about making sure that it's neat and comfortable. So you see, I'm kind of shaking it a little bit, fixing my locks, getting a feel for it, seeing if it's too heavy. Does it feel like it's going to fall? Does it feel like it's going to slip? Those are all the things that I'm thinking about when I'm checking my wrap. So I just flip my locks back, flip them to the front, make sure they can move around, they can shake, and they feel secure, and the wrap is done. I'm going to turn around, just look, and make sure I like the front, make sure the front is okay. Now, once again, normally I would do this much neater if I wanted to, if I felt like it, or sometimes I just leave it like this because I like kind of, just like the thrown together or thrown up look. I just make sure that I tuck and fold and hide any labels or anything like that, and just, make sure that the wrap is comfortable and secure. If I had a better mirror, if I was looking in the mirror, I would have definitely pulled that little extra piece of thread that you see right there. Kente, sometimes the kente will unweave and you'll have loose pieces of thread, but this is the center of the wrap. This is the side view of the wrap, and right now I'm just giving you a full spin around of the wrap. And once again, the locks are secure. They are there. They ain't going nowhere. I can shake them. I can move them. The wrap is tight. The wrap is tight, and this is the open beehive style. Now I can choose to do anything I want to do with these locks, which later on in the video I'm going to show you a few different styles that I like to use. But for this one, this is just kind of like my little high waterfall that I like to do. It's a little back waterfall of the locks, and I just wear it like this sometimes, and it normally takes me anywhere between, I'll say, about 5 minutes. Really, the more you practice it, the better you will get. So now I can probably do this in about 3 to 5 minutes and just leave my locks like this, throw on some cute earrings, some cute accessories, and go. You see I'm shaking the locks, they ain't going nowhere. Sometimes I'll wear it to the side and do a side waterfall. So I'll do a back waterfall style. I'll do a side waterfall style, which you guys have probably seen this if you follow me on Instagram at the Queen Po. You've probably seen this on Instagram a lot. This is one of my favorite styles. And I used to wear this no matter how long or short my locks was. When my locks were shorter, it would just look like little spikes sticking up at the top. That's how it would look. It'll look like little spikes coming off to the side. But no matter how long or short your locks is, you can do this style. You can do it with braids or anything. So once again, this is the side waterfall style. I'll do a front waterfall. I did a front waterfall when I had shorter locks. So I'll do a front waterfall when I had shorter locks. Now I have longer locks. I can't do a front waterfall because it'll be all in my face. I'll do a back waterfall. But this is the Open Beehive, family. You see, it's nice and versatile. I'm going to actually show you a third style that I like to do, which is the high bun. So I just take the ends of my locks and I'll just roll it around and tuck it. And see, this is why I like to keep that good back end piece, because if I'm going to do this style, I'm going to use that good back end piece. See that open space, that open end piece, and I'm going to tuck my locks in that space. And I'm using that end piece to secure my tuck locks. Now, sometimes I'll be out in the street and I'll have a waterfall style and I'll get tired of maybe the locks swinging around, the locks being on my face, or I may be doing something where I need my locks to be secure. And I'll just grab the ends and I'll fold it up like this and use that back end piece to tuck it and secure it. And this will be a whole nother style. So I'll do the high beehive, the high open beehive, and just have it like this. Boom. And this is another style that I like to do. And of course, once again, if I was using a mirror, I would have this much tighter. I'll make sure all my locks were going in one direction and, you know, everything was nice and cute and tucked. I can make this bun smaller and tuck it tighter. I can make it looser and have it higher. You can do pin curls. You can do anything you want with your locks or braids at the top. You can do anything you want. So this is just one little pin up kind of like open beehive thing that I like to do with the top. And you know, you see that back end piece has the locks tucked and secure. It ain't going nowhere, honey. Okay, this wrap is secure. And then when I want to, I can take the locks down and I will have, you know, a high ponytail. I can do, once again, the open beehive waterfall, the side waterfall, anything I want to do. But I'll just take that extra fabric in the back and I'll just tuck and roll. And you see it creates like kind of like a nice little swirled donut of sorts at the top and the back. And then I'll just style it. And this is my little Janet Jackson Poetic Justice high ponytail that I like to do sometimes, where I'll bring the locks, or if you have braids, you'll bring your braids all the way towards the front. So instead of just having the back waterfall or the side waterfall, you'll kind of just drape the locks chandelier style all around. And now you have an open ponytail, a high ponytail. If I want to, I could redo the wrap and actually tie it even tighter. So I can tie it even tighter, and you'll see like the first picture at the top, I'll have like a really high tight ponytail style. So this is the side waterfall. I'll do the high ponytail. I can do the beehive, open beehive bun style, the pinup style, anything I want to do, but all from this one wrap. Thank you so much for watching, family. I appreciate your time and energy. I hope this was helpful. Sending you much love and much light. Once again, practice makes perfect. If you don't get it the first time, you'll get it the second time. If you don't get it the second time, you'll get it the 1,000th time, okay? Practice makes perfect, family. Much love, much light, much peace. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.